Shall I just kick off and then I'll pass
the question is, where do you want to start?
I mean, Spurs, the one thing that surprised me actually tonight was the fact that Jose just didn't go for it against the Liverpool team that hadn't won in 5. I wouldn't say they were there for the taking, but if you want to play a depleted Liverpool side where they're missing key players and they're, sometimes Liverpool take to the field and you think they're just full of bags of experience and they're full of bags of what's I'm looking for? Confidence, right? They had none of that. No, not fun. I've never used fun in the sense like, bags of fun, Liverpool.
I don't know what you
confidence was what I'm looking for. And I wouldn't say they were depleted of confidence, but their confidence wasn't or hasn't been as high as it's been in recent weeks or even months. So I thought Spurs could have gone at them tonight, but again, another Jose team. They step back, they try and nick it. He plays 5 at the back. I'm not sure 5 at the back was the right thing to do. Then you got Harry Kane out again. I mean, it's like Groundhog Day. Harry Kane gets injured into the new year. I don't know how long he's going to go out for. And then you look at the goals. All 3 goals, I think, could have been avoided. What was Dyer doing? Letting the ball go past him for the first goal for Firmino's goal. I'll never know. Rule number 1, I've never been a centre-half. I know you have, of course, at the highest level. I'm guessing rule number 1 is get to the ball, clear it. So that wasn't done. The second one, Hugo Lloris, what's he doing pushing it out to Trent Alexander, push it round the post, or even I thought he could have held on to the ball, dare I say it, but never push it back into the field of play. And the third one, Rodon, I don't know what he was doing, letting Mane in. I mean, it was all avoidable, but I just thought it'd be interesting to hear from Jose. We're going to get him on tonight's show. Be interesting to hear if he throws players under the bus or whether he takes the blame, because I personally think it's his fault tonight because he didn't go for it. He sat back, tried to nick the game, and of course you can't do that against Liverpool.
It's a disaster for Spurs. There is no other way you can get around this. It was a disastrous 90 minutes. And it started with the team selection. So Jose's shown his cards, shown his hand. Basically, he's gone to 5 at the back. That's not 3, it's a 5. I was at Stamford Bridge yesterday, and the way that Wolves played, they played a 5 at the back, but the midfield was packed. Spurs didn't do that. Spurs left themselves vulnerable in the middle of the park, and Liverpool dominated. Look, Spurs had chances. You know, they were desperate and lucky not to open the scoring with Son when there was just a fraction of a yard offside. And there were moments in the game in that first half where Spurs looked like they could threaten, but it was a little bit too predictable. There was no general build-up play. It was look, he's a quick boy, Son, but is that the best way to get through Liverpool? Just long balls over the top? Spurs are better than that. Spurs are a better team than that. Liverpool, he would not have changed it at half-time had it been 0-0. The only reason, you can say, well, of course he changed it, but it wasn't going well. You sense that Liverpool was slowly but surely getting a grip with this. Yeah. They didn't play. The Spurs players did not look comfortable in that formation. I was saying to you, they just don't look comfortable there. Liverpool were finding too much space in dangerous areas, and they couldn't quite make it tell.
They had so much time, didn't they, in the middle of the park, Liverpool?
Well, that's because if you go 5 at the back, if you go 5 and you play the way they are with Son and Kane as well, you're gonna get outnumbered. And Liverpool just outnumbered them in the park, kept passing it. They got good players in the middle of the park, Liverpool, and they basically gave up possession, saying you're not good enough to get past our back 5. That's the message you sent out. But they showed it up until, even before the goal, they showed Liverpool that they were finding ways. There was encouragement. They kept giving them encouragement. There was little 1-2s and Mane nearly got in. There was a brilliant tackle from Rodon. But the game, you sensed the game was going to go in Liverpool's way, and it did in half-time. Then he has to change it. Well, the reason, at half-time, he's done the right thing, Jose. He's rectified the mistake. He's gone to a 4. He's taken off Aurier, got an extra man in the middle of the park, and they just didn't adjust.
They look confused, didn't they, early on?
Liverpool continued. They started the second the way they finished the first. And Spurs were a mess. Spurs, they've changed their shape. They've gone from a 5 to a 4. They've changed their shape, and they did not adjust, did not adapt. From the kickoff, Liverpool could have scored. They got the second goal, and fair play at Spurs to get back into it. It's a brilliant strike from Højbjerg, but the game, they've handed the initiative to Liverpool before a whistle was blown. Jose has tried to nick games. That's what he does. And I'm surprised, like you are, that he doesn't have a little bit more confidence in a side like against Liverpool, who are a good team. They proved that over the last 2 years, 3 years, how good they are. And they're in a little bit of dodgy form. Spurs basically go there and say, you have the ball in the middle of the park. I'm going to allow you possession. We don't think you're good enough to break us down. Well, good luck with that. Salah, Firmino and Mane, they are good enough, and they proved it tonight. They were back on form tonight. And Liverpool didn't have to do a lot, I don't think. And I think Jose Mourinho's got to take the can for this, and it'd be interesting to see if he does.